Hey everybody, it's Clint. Welcome to Sweetcast. I actually have some sad news to share, but I have a point I want to make about this. Marvel and DC legend Perez says he has less than a year to live. I've always wondered about that scenario, what would be important to me if I had a year left to live, or 6 months, or whatever it is, and what would I spend the rest of my time doing because of that? And I don't know, like it's kind of interesting to think about in the context of being a comic book artist that is well beloved, and has a fantastic career. What would you do? What would comic artists do? And in this case, what is really cool to see is that George Perez loves comic books and he loves his fans. And it sounds like if he could draw, his eyesight is not good enough that he can draw right now. But if it was, he would be drawing, which is also very interesting to me. How many people could say that? So I'm going to skip down here to a statement that he posted apparently on Facebook initially, at least. But I'm going to read a bit here. He says, I am already arranging with my art agent to refund the money paid for sketches that I can no longer finish, Perez wrote. And since, despite only having one working eye, I can still sign my name. So I'm going to stop there. He cannot draw because he only has sight in one eye, and I don't know how good his sight is. It's very difficult for him. So he is refunding the money for people that had commissioned him to do a sketch. He's not going to be able to do those sketches anymore. Refunding the money, which is, I think, a stand-up move. Second, he wants to sign books because he still can. That's why. He says, I can still sign my name. I hope to coordinate one last mass book signing to help make my passing a bit easier. I also hope that I will be able to make one last public appearance wherein I can be photographed with as many of my fans as possible, with the privioso that I get a hug from each and every one of them. I just want to be able to say goodbye with smiles as well as tears. Wow. What, I mean, we've been so used to the past few years, several years, comic book creators don't seem to like their fans. Fans that are doing what comic nerds do. Let's not forget, comic books is a media that has attracted, especially superhero books, people that feel like outsiders. I've been there. Feel a little shy, whatever. It's something that people care about deeply, though, and and we like to argue about online. We like to argue about in person. We like to, that's kind of the fun of comic books. It's part of the fun of comic books. Despite all that, it doesn't matter. He loves his fans. And that to me is really touching, that he would want to do one more signing and public appearance so it's a little bit easier for him. Would that make it easier for him? Possibly. I mean, it's something to sort of, to just one last touch on this art form that he's loved and the fans that he's loved, but also for the fans that want that one last appearance and to get a hug from each and every one of them. I don't know. I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, so I don't know. It does have me thinking about what I would be doing. What are those tasks I would want to accomplish if I knew I only had a year left to live, and how much of that would involve comic books? When I got to thinking about it, I was like, well, shoot, I have to finish Downcast. Like, I'd have to write out the rest of everything, at least so that the script exists for everything. I'd have to do that. Beyond that, I think I'd want to spend a lot of time with my family, which is clearly on his list of things to do. But lucky for his fans, that he's holding them so dear to his heart that he wants to do that. Anyway, so let me know, George Perez, what's some of your favorite stuff that he's done? I mean, maybe you haven't read any George Perez, and you haven't seen a lot of his art. I don't know, whatever it is, but thoughts on this, I guess I would think about. And if you had a year left, what would you want to spend that time doing? Anyway, thanks for listening. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you tomorrow in another video.